MJBulls is proud to produce the Raising Cannabis Capital podcast. Today's episode will begin after this brief message from our sponsor.
This ain't no desk job, but it's what you got to do to scale up to this in a single growing season. It's how in Oregon alone we grew and harvested the single largest crop of CBG in the world. Grit, tenacity, hell, whatever you want to call it. The crew at Hamptown USA has it by the bucket load. Just getting our seeds in the ground back in spring and growing them till fall was nothing short of heroic. Propagation, planting, maintaining what we have, and building what we need. Trust me, this shit ain't easy. But when it comes to harvest time, our team bumps the bar up to a whole new level. Next comes processing. Everything but the top flower goes off to get turned into crude, distillate, isolate, and water-soluble ready. Our product, like our team, is nothing less than best in class. This plant has always had the power to change the world, but it needs people to make it happen. We're lucky to have those people right here at Hamptown USA.
Through the process of getting the documents, and then what I do is I assist them all through the process from opening conversation to actually getting the deposit into their bank account to make sure that the process goes as smoothly as possible.
From MJBulls Media, it's the Raising Cannabis Capital Show. Today we're continuing our Cannabis Investor Spotlight series with Managing Director Scott Jordan from Vertical Company Financial Services Group. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. Scott fills a void in this industry that, just seems like it shouldn't be there, but it is. And that is financing companies using debt instead of equity. I'm going to let Scott tell you more about this because it's, although it seems like it should be pretty standard, it's not in this industry, is it, Scott?
It is not. It's a young industry and it's high risk. Because it's high risk and because it's still federally illegal at this point in time, although I'm glad to see the Farm Bill looks like it should get signed any day now, at least legalizing hemp and CBD production. THC products are still federally illegal, and so the banks are not going to participate in loans, and most companies that are concerned about risk of loss also do not want to participate in this. It's really the younger, more aggressive companies and some family offices and also some high net worth individuals that are willing to take the chance on cannabis. And also because the longest company or oldest company that's out there is probably 5 years old, with financial result from 2013, let's say, and it's very difficult for institutional investors to get comfortable with companies that A, don't have many banking options or permanent banking options, B, usually unaudited, and C, it's difficult working with businesses that are subject to being shut down by a regulator because they haven't followed all the rules. Sure.
I know back most industries, you start off with some money from your friends or your family, and then you roll right into a loan. And usually it's an SBA loan from the government, and that gets you off the ground before you start going into your Series A's and Series B rounds. You always have some sort of debt on your balance sheet, and that's not common in this industry at all.
You're right. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to talk with you today and let your audience know there is debt, meaning loans for equipment, real estate, working capital, purchase order financing for marijuana and CBD business owners.
Yeah, that's it's so nice because, especially in early stage, you have to give up so much equity to get funding. And if you could just get a loan to get you through some of the startup, some of the, well, not startup, but some of the growth stage, I should call it, some of the growth stage issues, if you could just get a loan, by the time you reach out for venture capital, you have a solid enough financials that you don't have to give up so much equity and so much ownership.
You're preaching to the choir. That's what I tell people every day when I sit down. I take a look at their financials. I come back and I say, okay, based on what I see, I think you're going to be looking at a interest rate of about X and a term of about Y.
So in other words, the interest that you would charge the company has built into it all the risk that you guys are taking by making the loan. So I think people will appreciate that their interest rates are going to be a little bit higher than they would be if it were more of a traditional loan, like for I'm getting a car loan or I'm getting a home mortgage for my home. This is a little bit riskier. This is a lot riskier. So you have to build that into the interest rate that you're charging them. I don't think people would disagree with that. The money that you use to fund these loans, where do you get that money from?
I have developed a network starting out in 2014 when I did my very first loan. I've developed a network of lenders, both small companies, family offices, high net worth individuals that tell me what their appetite is for lending and what areas they want to lend in. And then I take that list, and when someone comes to me, I take a look and look through that list and see, based on their needs, what funding source would be best for them. And then what I do is I act as a matchmaker. I kind of translate and help a borrower who's maybe not financially savvy deal with a financing source that is financially savvy. And I gather the documents and the information they need. I hold their hand through the process of getting the documents. And then what I do is I assist them all through the process from opening conversation to actually getting the deposit into their bank account to make sure that the process goes as smoothly as possible.
I want to take a minute to tell you about some really innovative things that our sponsor, Cream of the Crop, is doing in the cannabis space. Their brand is on fire. They have the 5th best-selling indoor flower brand in the state, and they're profitable, growing their business at 10% a month year to date. They're succeeding by helping cultivators turn profits through operation management and consulting in exchange for supply agreements. By bringing 30-plus years of cultivation experience, award-winning genetics, ultra-efficient SOPs, proprietary nutrient mixes, and their brand, they're able to help both operators who are new to the space and ones who want to just increase efficiency. In fact, they just increased profits for one of their clients by $700,000 per month. Just incredible. But what's really exciting is that they're expanding their highly scalable model beyond California. That's right, they're accepting applications across the country for 2021 and 2022 partnerships. Also, if you're planning to invest in cannabis, you should definitely look at Cream of the Crop because they're doing a capital round in early 2021 to help with their brand's national expansion. To learn more about partnering with Cream of the Crop or investing in their expansion, go to creamofthecropgardens.com. That's creamofthecropgardens.com. Now, what kind of collateral will you require in a deal like this?
Since there's 4 different food groups that we lend in, let me explain kind of each one. So on equipment, we take a UCC filing against the equipment. We also get a personal guarantee from the borrowers. For working capital, we sometimes on smaller loans can do that unsecured. For real estate, we obviously get a lien on the real estate, and it's generally first lien. And for purchase order financing, we ask for a personal guarantee, and then the product or the inventory that we're financing acts as the collateral for that.
I see. Well, we've been speaking with Scott Jordan, who's the managing director of Vertical Companies Financial Service Group. So if anyone right now is in the process of growing their business and they're uncomfortable giving up equity, Scott Jordan provides an alternative to that, and that's, basically the old-fashioned way you borrow money as a loan. Scott, thanks for being on the MJBulls podcast. I know a lot of people need this, and I just think more people need to know about it.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to speaking with people that want to grow their business without diluting the existing equity that they have and would rather make a payment than be obligated to someone for many years and then have to sacrifice some of their equity, particularly at this time when cannabis companies are getting just these sky-high valuations. Why give up equity if you can finance your growth with debt?
Couldn't have said it better. Couldn't have said it better myself, Scott. Thanks again. Crappy's Feel Better Company is a cannabinoid CPG company with a line of easy-to-use CBG, CBD, and CBN products built for the weekend warriors, the weekday Zoomers, and anyone in between. Crappy's next-gen products incorporate pharmaceutical-derived chemistry to precisely blend minor cannabinoids and terpenes, creating a series of proprietary formulas for hyper-targeted use cases. Harnessing a team of experts with over 75 combined years of chemistry experience, the company relies on its novel solubility technology, state-of-the-art delivery, consistent results, and unique eye-catching branding to stand out from the crowd. Crappy's executive team and chemists have created a vast and diverse product pipeline to maintain relevance in a saturated market. To find out how you can participate in Crappy's Feel Better expansion, which includes major retail placements, university-executed clinical trials, IP and patent submissions, GMP and API scale-up, and international distribution, go to crappysfeelbetter.com or on Instagram at crappysfeelbetter. Today's show was made possible by the generous support of our sponsors, like Alt36, the country's premier blockchain payment processing platform that's providing dispensaries and its customers with a safe and secure payment option other than cash. To learn more, go to alt36.com.